Welcome to Tech Talk with rptech. I am Ganesh from Rashi Peripherals. We are a national distributor for the IT hardware and software products and AI first distributor in India. We have a 35 plus years of experience in the industry. We are associated with the 70 plus OEMs, which includes NVIDIA, Supermicro, HP, Dell, Lenovo, Quantum, Dataco, NinjaOne, and many more. Today we have two important people with us who are not just founding directors of the company, they are architects of the Vertex Techno Solutions Pvt Limited, a system integration company that is renowned for the digital transformation and delivering the high impacting technology solutions to their customers across the industries. Let's welcome successful and dynamic CEO of Vertex, Mr. Anil Kesavan, Chairman, and Mr. Bijoy, Managing Director of the Vertex Solutions Pvt Limited.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you both of here, sir. 32 years of Vertex. So if you can elaborate, your success, how it started, how it is going, the challenges that you had.
Sure. Thank you, Ganesh, for inviting us over. It's definitely a pleasure to work with rptech, and we appreciate you having us over this podcast today. Yes, it's been a long journey for us. 32 years is definitely a long time. When we look back to the time in 1993 when we started, IT was nowhere. So the way we started was being a sub-distributor for Hewlett-Packard, HP, and of course with Samtron, which is now called Samsung. So we were reselling these printers and monitors to the assembled machine people. And we started it slowly till we reached around year 2000 when HP and Compaq merged together. And that's when we moved our business from sub-distribution to enterprise business. And from there, it's been no looking back. And we've only progressed to the year now to 2025.
So from starting as a reseller, then you evolved as a IT enterprise solution provider. That's really good to know. So you are partner of HP and you have exclusivity. You have a highest accreditation from the HP, particularly in the South India space. So what is the advantage that your customers get out of your exclusivity?
Today for HP, we are an Amplify Power Services Partner. That's the highest accreditation as a partner we can possess. By the virtue of that, HP does a lot of trainings, a lot of programs and certification for our sales folks. These sales folks are the champions and they articulate the product very well in the marketplace, which makes it easier for the customer to take a decision on HP products. In the same way, they do certification and training for our service folks also. And being an authorized service provider for HP, all the problems the customer faces on these products can be addressed very well with us.
It's a long journey of 32 years. So there must be along with the ups, down as well. So if you can share some of your challenges during your journey that help our audience.
Well, definitely any organization or any individual go through ups and downs. Certain things, probably what we have all forgotten is the Y2K, right? And of course, the recent one is the COVID, right? It was a huge challenge, but for everybody. But the most important fact was it was a huge opportunity as well, right? What we all thought was that the end of everything turned out to be the best for everybody in both the circumstances. So at that time, those are the times when actually as an organization, we had to stand firm, make sure that we stand together and deliver to the customer when everybody else was not there. And in both these times, we actually stood tall and we were able to deliver to the clients, which made a remarkable understanding for the customer that we are there to support them when they need it most.
What is the most common situation where your customers reaching out to the Vertex team with the confidence that yes, Vertex team can solve their IT challenges? Your USPs of your team or why customers are reaching out to you?
Sure. Supplying products is the easiest when any one of us can do. What is customer expecting from us is after service, and especially when they are in a situation. And in a situation, again, if it is during warranty period, during normal working hours, there are enough people you can reach out to. But where we stand different is when there's a challenge, when they call up during off-season hours, any circumstances, our team rises up to the occasion. Whether it being midnight or if they have situations where one particular example I can give you is there was a huge power surge in a particular organization. The UPSs got burnt out, and almost 300, 400 of their desktops, of their servers, everything got burnt out. And they had their worldwide CEO coming in 2 days' time, and they wanted to make sure everything has to be up and running. Whatever we could do, we did, and we made sure that when the CEO came there, the systems were up and running. Some instances like this. Then we have cases where healthcare, hospitality, where these are all critical situations. When they need something, we are there for them at any point of time. And that's probably why our customers are staying with us for more than 10, 15, 20 plus years. If it was just supplying a product with price, we wouldn't have been standing so long.
Great. That's really feel like confidence to the customer to reach out to you. You are building a trust. You are not, apart from the HP, you are also into the enterprise IT space. And you must be having a lot of use cases. So if you can share one or two major use cases where you solve the problems of the customers, so that given you the huge confidence to take it to the large enterprise accounts.
I'll be able to narrate one case study, not two.
Please.
Okay, which comes off the mind is basically, I have a big electronic manufacturing house, a customer which is associated with us probably for the last 1 decade. Okay, and they used to pick up endpoint devices, enterprise products, everything from us. And they had a challenge. They have an aging infra, which comprises of a 5-node cluster of HP servers, then you have storages, and then they have networking. Okay, they want to revamp this and get into a new IT infrastructure. But the challenge is that IT was interested in changing this, but again, the business was not keen. Business wants total ROI from IT, saying that what is the best solution what we are going to offer. And to some extent, they were not willing to spend heavily on the IT infrastructure. With that situation in place, IT approached us and asked what could be the right solution, the right fit here. So we said very clearly, since you're looking out for ROI and the business is not willing to invest much money onto that, we said we have something around an OPEX model, not a CAPEX model, wherein we come and give you the latest of the infrastructure. Okay. Meanwhile, most important concern for the customers, customer doesn't want to go to the cloud because it's a manufacturing house. They want to have a cloud-like feeling in their on-prem. Okay. So then we said, okay, fine. We'll change from the CAPEX model. We'll get into OPEX model. We'll give you the latest of the servers, the best of the storage boxes from HP, and the latest of the networking. This 3 components which they are looking. And most important, the earlier infra was completely on VMware hypervisor. Okay. The virtualization platform was completely on VMware. You know, with the latest of the influx of the pricing of VMware, customer was looking out for a change in that option also. So we are positioned, consciously we are positioned HP VM Essentials along with this hardware, created a value proposition, and most important, we said you don't own the hardware, we own the hardware, we install the hardware in your premises, okay, and we'll start billing this on a monthly basis as per the consumption. Okay, so the coin the word, this is called as HP GreenLake solution. We offered HP GreenLake solution to the customer. Customer was excited. He was seeing the ROI. And most important, they don't have the burden of managing this IT hardware. We have the burden of managing this hardware, which we were really good at. And customer went ahead and placed this order. So this was a clear and well good case study for a manufacturing unit who doesn't want to own the hardware, where they can go in for a GreenLake kind of a solution. Most important for this case is that since we are giving the hardware, tomorrow data is increasing, okay, the production goes up, okay, and they will also come back and say this storage is also reaching the brim. We can do a over provisioning for the storage, increase the memory capacity as per our will and the customer's will. And only thing is that they have to increase the billings on a monthly basis to the next higher level.
Is it a paper usage kind of?
It's paper usage, and we have a billing monitoring system also. There is a metering system which will also be there. They know that how much they are consuming, and there will be a predictability on the bill which is coming on a monthly basis also for them.
Okay, considering the previous data.
Exactly.
Okay, great. That's really good to know. Since startup ecosystem is growing and startups are growing every day, so what if any startup coming to you with a 10 lakh rupee budget and they ask for your advice to where to invest. So, can you give your suggestion?
I love this question because I live in HSR layout in Bangalore. That is a place full of startups. Okay. Most important, I would like to understand the kind of business what they are in. And if the business says that, okay, fine, data is very, very critical. Okay. I'll ask them to invest that money on cybersecurity. To start off small, I'll ask them to invest on probably an antivirus software or an anti-malware software. Then I'll say that invest their money on a firewall. Okay. Then probably they should have a strong password protection policy or a multi-factor authentication. If still money is left out, then I'll say that, okay, probably invest in upgrading their existing critical hardware.
It's a really good advice. With so many IT players or system integrations especially, so how do you ensure staying connected with your customers?
Well, coming from old school, earlier we need to get our name noticed probably through newspaper ads or through hoardings. And of course, so what we do, we have a very strong marketing team who's all the time on Instagram, on Facebook, and LinkedIn, which is to reach out and let people, both customers as well as our in-house employees, relate to Vertex being known in the market. Because anybody who wants to join Vertex is today looking at a LinkedIn, they want to go see an Instagram and see what is the environment that is being created. First, for the customers as such, the new set of purchase people or procurements, sourcing, IT team, their reach out is only through multimedia, right? We first go and check there, what is the prices, what's the prices coming in. So we're making sure that we're being noticed and we are addressing that point.
Great. If you look at the past 5 years, what is the one piece of hardware that your customers or around your network purchase directly, which is irrelevant to their companies?
A significant amount of hardware which is being bought by most of the companies are become redundant, are basically servers, storages, and networking, which they have used for their on-prem data centers. This has been replaced by cloud or the virtualization platforms. Okay. Lot amount of expensive hardware is being even replaced by the hyper-converged infrastructure solutions. And these costly hardwares are even replaced by infrastructure as a service or basically the Green Lakes, what I mentioned earlier. So those are the current trends. So customers are not using this hardware in a efficient way.
It's a 32 years old company. So I'm sure there are few members working for a longer period with the Vertex. So within your organization, how are you driving this approach to update your team?
Well, Ganesh, that's a fabulous question because that's what we've been toying around for the past 2 years. The one key word I can use is transformation. It's a very big word and we put a lot in effort to see how to go about it. So what we have done is we have a very strong HR team and the goal is change management. Being 3 decades in business, like you say, we ourselves are pretty old in the system. Most of the youngsters we are recruiting today are younger than the company, right? Their thought process, the way they approach things is very different from the way we have. Hence, as an organization, we have taken a decision that what we have been doing for the last 3 decades is going to be completely changing in the next 3 years. And for that, learning and development, and I feel the most important factor that older people were more involved in people management. We were people focused. For us, everything that matters was loyalty. But today's world that looks at it as process and systems, right? So we're building in strong processes, we're building in strong systems. We are upgrading our CRMs. We are very strong in our ERPs and we are bringing in HR policies, handbooks, etc., where there's a lot of change that is coming in and has to be infused into the system. But to accept it from both sides, the youngsters as well as old, is what our HR is playing. I think that change, the attempt to change was difficult. Accepting was also very difficult. But from a top-down approach, I think we have taken it on us to make sure that it works and we can see the silver lining. And we sincerely hope in the next 3 years, we would be a totally different IT infrastructure solution company.
That's very good to know. So L&D, learning and development, very rarely we used to hear in the SI space. So visionary leaders like you always wanted to have a good technology, good process being set. All the tools must be using to optimize your employees' workloads. But one has to ensure that the employees also able to use your tools what you have brought in. So for that you have brought L&D center. That's really good initiative that you've taken to update your teams always equipped. Thank you. And I would like to bring your journey about moving from reselling RHP. You moved to the AV space as well. So you understood and like you need to have a technical resource and everything. And you are not showed up negative and you went back and built a team and provided a solution. So how was that journey? How you established not just HP alone, other business units?
This thought came into us after COVID. Okay. Basically, we used to go enjoy our face-to-face meeting with our customers. Now, after the COVID, most of the customers were reluctant to meet us. So then again, everybody said probably you can get into a Zoom call or a Teams call. That's the time we thought, okay, fine, this is the right time for us to get into the audio video business. And more than IT, equal amount of IT infrastructure spend was spent on AV business also. There is immense amount of opportunities there in the space. We started focusing on that. We are still in the process of picking and choosing a couple of brands. And here what happens is we are so used to the channel-friendly atmosphere of the OEMs where we are associated with. When it comes to these brands, we are just picking and choosing these brands as per the product what is available. We should actually look at even the channel-friendly atmosphere from these brands also. Then only we'll be comfortable in positioning these products to our customers and taking these brands to a next level. We are in the process of doing that.
Great.
Adding to this is another area where we focused on was cybersecurity. Now, for us, it looked very simple that being a 3-decade-old company, huge database, very easy for us to walk inside a customer and tell them, listen, we are also in this line of business and why don't you start buying our product lines? But the reality was a little different, that the customer today, just like how he trusts us on the IT infrastructure, he had faith on partners on cybersecurity or on AV, etc., who's been working with him. So that was a learning for us, and we took it back and we made sure that what we need to do is that, unlike selling IT infra, here solution selling is far more important, but we're in the thick of things now and we're ready for AV, we are ready for cybersecurity, we are looking at professional services. So we are now a complete IT infrastructure solution company.
You are a 3-decade-old company. How are you coping up with the latest business trends?
Since we have a mix of old and newer generation people working with us in our organization, inside Vertex right now, we are building a startup culture. In the sense, we have new BUs, which has been created, which is, first one is, of course, audio, video or VC, video conferencing, and we're focusing on cybersecurity. These are areas where we have not been having a stronghold, but we are getting youngsters to drive this business, to focus on this business, which is also a lot of learning for us. And both Bijoy and me are like private equity investing into these things. So it's a learning for everybody. We need to make sure that the challenges are there. We are, of course, a little late being in this line, but being a startup, as you know, you can gallop faster and reach the space, provided you know what it is. Hence, we've taken a step back on these areas and made sure that the current generation of youngsters, along with, like I mentioned, marketing, where we are branding Vertex as a different organization, and with our HR, which is focusing on leadership and L&D, learning and development, we are making sure that we stay relevant in today's business with the new generations coming in.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and our audience. Look forward to work together, grow together. Think AI, think Rashi.